You're Derek and Jill Kosak, personally sponsored by Diamonds 23, Mark and Meredith Nathan, up through the Schmitz, and 100,000 Strong Larry and Pam Winners. I actually am in our mid-30s. We are in our mid-30s. We have two kids.
And we will remain there for a long time.
For life. And my daughter Charlotte is 6, my son Jackson is 3, and Jim's doing the joke in the background, which is hilarious if you just heard the joke. But anyway, we've been full-time in business for over 10 years. I used to be in executive recruiting and played some professional soccer with the Chicago Fire, and Jill had a background in dental marketing and nannying. So we're going to share a little bit about one of the first key components and what we really get paid on at the end of the day, which is creating volume and creating customers.
Yeah, and like Derek said, I think Stephen and Kim did a phenomenal job just kicking off Saturday morning, really just getting you in the mindset to grow your business, the things that slow you down, the things you need to do to speed you up, just being self-aware of what kind of patterns and habits that you develop that can help or hurt your business. But like Derek mentioned, this morning we want to give you guys some tangible tips on things you can do to grow your business, as far as your volume goes. Now, that being said, one thing Amway wants to do is they want to make sure you have a solid foundation as a new business owner. They want to make sure you're profitable from the start, and they want to make sure you're really knowledgeable and confident as far as VCS goes. And what VCS is it's verified customer sales. Amway wants to make sure that when you're getting started in a business that promotes products, that you know what you're doing and that you feel confident when you're out there developing customers and, kind of growing your pipeline of business. Correct?
True.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Verified.
So that's how you verified that. Thank you. Now, VCS. A lot of people are like, well, what's VCS? When you're newer in business, you're going to hear a lot of terms. QI, IBO, VCS. It's almost like an IBO language. I remember when we got started in business and people would say, oh, app chat, all these things. I'm like, what are they talking about? Are they speaking like a foreign language? Kind of. It's like IBO talk. But you'll learn these things as you're getting started, different tips and different verbiage that people are using. And, that being said, you're going to hear a lot about VCS because it's really a way to increase your profitability. And if you're like me, maybe you're not super comfortable getting customers, or maybe you've never done that before. And I say that because when I got started in business, I don't know about you, did you have any experience in retail or developing customers?
I had worked at a bagel shop, so people came in and basically, it was really difficult, like deciding, do you go with the strawberry cream cheese? Do you go with plain? Do you get crazy with the cheddar bacon? No, I had no sales experience, no marketing experience. I played soccer and I got a degree in education. So neither one of us really had any experience in marketing, advertising, selling of any kind. And I think first and foremost, I just had to realize that that's what makes the world goes round. We were dating because I somehow convinced you that I was going to be a good future mate for life.
Wow.
And you get into schools and things like that because you convince the school that your background is valuable and you're going to be a good student there. And so we do this in all areas of life. We get a job because we sell our backgrounds, right? And so this is stuff we do every day. I think a lot of times in our head we have a misconception of customer sales, things like that. So yes, as we started, we didn't have any experience with that, but it's nothing that you can't learn.
Yeah. And I know there's some of you out there that you're fired up about developing customers. You're fired up about the products. Maybe you have different backgrounds in sales or retail or marketing, and you're like, this is what I've been looking for, and you're really excited about it. And like I said, that is awesome. You are going to do phenomenal with our program. But if you're like,
God bless you people, because some of us
but
were
if
not
you're like
there.
me and Derek, my background, my first job ever was at Hobby Lobby. I worked there for 4 weeks during the holiday season. Some of those crafty holiday people kind of put me over the edge, and 4 weeks was all I could handle. So then I made the transition to working at a gym because I wanted a gym membership, and my parents would not buy a 15-year-old a gym membership. They thought $50 a month to work out was ludicrous.
That is ludicrous at 15.
Yeah. So they said, no way. My dad was, and I was trying to convince my parents. I was like, well, you know what? I like to run at night. It's probably not safe. I really need to go somewhere to do that. My dad's like, if you want to run at night, that's fine. I'll just follow you in the car. And I'm like, there's no way he's going to do that. Drive around the neighborhood so I can go running at 9 o'clock at night when it's not safe. But if you've ever met my dad, he was like, yeah, it's great. I love driving around at night. Sure, you want to go for a run anytime? I'll turn on the headlights and follow you around. So that's what he did. So then I knew it was serious. I really needed to find a way around this. So I got a job at a gym so that I could get the free gym membership. So I folded towels for a couple of years, and then I went to college, and then I was a nanny, and none of those jobs required any form of really customer service, sales, marketing at all. When I worked at Hobby Lobby, I was checking people out. When I worked at a gym, I was folding towels and welcoming people. Once again, no really sales skills there. And then when I was a nanny, I definitely wasn't selling any children. So none of those things required any sort of sales. So, if you're like me, I kind of got started in the business and I was like, well, I really don't know where to start as far as developing customers. I'm learning about some of the products. I tried some of the products. I like them. I'm excited about them. But how do I get other people to like them and get excited about them? Well, one, it really takes starting with your network. Who is in your network? One thing I like to encourage people to do is get organized with your network. Because some people are going to go in the business category, some people are going to go in the customer category, but you're going to want to get organized because, you're going to reach out to a lot of people because that's just business. If you're going to be successful in any sort of business, networking is a huge aspect of that. A huge aspect of that. And so you're going to want to get organized. So I encourage people, download one of those apps that you can to your phone where you can literally print out your whole list of contacts or upload it on a Google Drive or just get organized, because if you're reaching out to people, you're going to forget. Did I talk to this person about the business? Did I talk to this person about customers? What did they purchase? What were they excited about? Did they want me to follow up? When? And it really allows you to treat your business like a business and get organized. So I tell people, get organized with your contacts. Write them all down, print them all out, upload them to a Google Drive, and really start with that foundation. And then think about, what category you're going to put people in. Who would you put more towards that entrepreneurial side that you might want to approach about the business? Who will go directly to the customer side? And once you kind of do that, and you can work with your upline and have a conversation about which people would fall better into which category. But once you've determined who you're going to reach out to about customers, then it gets exciting. Then you can start thinking about your friends, family network, and why these people would want to support you. Because there's different reasons people are going to want to buy from your business. There's some people, hopefully, that just love you and they want to support you because of you. I had people in that category, a few, but I had a couple. That it didn't matter, and my aunt was actually that person. I have an aunt. She's still here, which is awesome. But she's phenomenal. If I was doing anything, if I was in any sporting event, show, selling anything as a kid, she was my number one fan. She was the person that I knew, okay, it didn't matter what I was doing, she was in that kind of supportive category. And you're probably going to have people like that they would just want to support you. And you probably have people that you would do that for in your life. If I'm going to get my hair cut, I go to someone I know that works in that industry. If you have family that owns a restaurant, you're probably going to go eat at their restaurant. It's just kind of common sense. If you care about certain people, you want to support them and you want them to do well. So I had people that were in that category that, they were going to support me because they cared about me. So, I approached those people, I let them know, hey, I started a business, I'm marketing some products. I was hoping you could transition some of the things you're already buying and support me instead. I would explain to them, I know you're already buying laundry detergent and these things. Instead of going to Target or Walmart or Walgreens, wherever you purchase those things, now you can get them through me. And instead of supporting that big company, you can support me, your niece. And then I would let them know why I was building the business and what I was trying to accomplish. Because people love supporting small business owners. People love spending money on things that matter. So, it's one thing to buy laundry detergent from Target and it goes to a big corporation. It's another to buy laundry detergent from you and help you, their family member, or friend that they care about, accomplish their dream and goal. So there's some people, honestly, you just need to ask for their support because they're in that category of they love you and they care about you. There's some other people that might fall into the category of online shopping. They do all their shopping online. Those people you can reach out to about the convenience of shopping from you, getting a lot of things at one place. You know, you can become their personal shopper and take that burden of them having to do all these things, you know, and provide them a service. You know, so there's some people that are going to be in that category. Maybe you don't know them well enough, or, you know, maybe they're not a supportive type of person, unfortunately, but maybe they like the convenience of shopping online. And then there's that third category of people, and maybe they're the type of people that really care about quality products. And those are the types of people that you can take some time, educate them about our products, maybe find out which category of products they're more interested in. And there's a lot of people that fall into that category. So as you're getting started, you know, that's really what you want to do, is you want to find out, you know, who would be in that customer category for you and which way they would fall, you know, which kind of category they would fall in, and then approach them accordingly. You know, if they're supportive, it's pretty easy. Reach out and ask for their support. If they like to online shop, you know, reach out that way. If they're really interested in quality products, you know, maybe set up some product event or a one-on-one appointment with them. You can really be creative based on your network. I know there's a lot of people that are getting a great start in business and really just, you know, first, second, third month in business, and they are really taking advantage of the opportunity to create customers and make some things happen. So who are some of these people?
Yeah, let me share some of the folks. Many of you, I'm sure, are on this stream right now, but I want to start with Nick and Mackenzie Lovelicker, and
that's a great name.
That is super cool. Yeah, it sounds like a golf.
Sorry, I'm like, where did that come from?
It sounds like a golfer, like on the first tee, Lovelicker. It sounds like it's such a cool name. Like, my name's Warren Kosak. All right, so anyway, 7 days in business. Here's what's cool. Some people say,
wow.
How long does it take? How do I get good at this? Do I have to go through, 10 years of training before I can make a buck? No, you can start doing this right away. There's 7 days in business, okay? And I'm sure they've got great help from their upline and their coach, but there's only so much you can know in 7 days. So in 7 days, they're at a distance from their upline. So it's not like somebody came in and sat with them and did this with them, but they've already registered 4 customers themselves. And see, what I love about that, there's a number of things. Number one is action overcomes fear. So maybe they were fired up about it, maybe they were nervous, I don't know, but wherever you fall in that category, action will overcome that. And so they're just seeing how simple the business is, created 4 new customers in 7 days, which is super cool. You've got Kim Squibb. May was the first month in business, created 17 new customers. Okay, that's like 1 every other day in the month, right? So how hard is this? How long does it take? Are people looking for these products? Abso-freaking-lutely, okay? 17 new customers, 127 PV, and over 55% of that was in VCS. It's pretty cool to see that, and just off to a good start. You also have Jonathan Darnell on the Kruger team, registered last month. Brand new 300 PV, and over 70% of that was VCS. So that is awesome, Jonathan. Way to get a strong start. Your first month in business, already over 300 PV. You've got John Sabato, registered in March as well, over 300 PV personal, and 90% of that is verified customer sales. So a lot of people say, hey, I'm already on a budget. I'm starting to learn how to transition some buying habits. That's awesome. That's important. But the world is spending money on these things. One of the things that gave me confidence out of the gate, although I wasn't a salesperson, I wasn't super confident in my ability to market and promote product day one, what gave me a lot of products is, Derek, when you're at the grocery store, how many people are buying these categories? Nutrition, cleaning, energy, skincare, right? I mean, how many people when you're walking around and you're interacting with friends, family, coworkers are all using these products? I guarantee they have them in your house. So it's just a matter of connecting them with those. So John, well done, out of the gate, getting things going. Miguel Brady, March, 209 PV with 200 VCS. That is a strong percentage right there. But here's one thing I've always encouraged our team to do. I'm sure your upline would probably encourage you to do this. Focus on progress. Just moving forward a little bit each month. And what's cool, Miguel in April then, the next month, was at 308 PV. So up about 100 PV, or 99 for my melanchollies, okay? 248, 99.37 I believe is, no, I'm just kidding. 308 PV with 248 VCS, which is very solid. And in June, okay, April 308, in June, 640 PV, 520 of that is VCS. Now, I don't know the exact dollar amount they made, but that is a strong amount of retail profit right out of the gate. That is a strong customer base. And here's what that gave me when I was getting started in business. We talk about this as a business of being the example. So if I could create volume, I knew I could help other people create volume. So now all I have to do is find people that want to let me help them create volume. So well done, Miguel, just progressing that, and now over 600 points on a monthly basis, which is super cool. And June's not even over yet. So, I mean, it's mid-June, and there's still time left. So that's 640 points, and you got 10 days left in the month. That is fantastic and phenomenal. Moving along, we got Autumn Hash, registered June 9th. Okay, June 9th, just a couple days ago. Already registered 4 customers on her own, 162 BV with 104 VCS. That is awesome. A week and a half, 10 days, 12 days in business, whatever that is, and already creating customers, already creating VCS that quickly. Last couple here, and this is what can happen. This is not necessarily gonna be every single person. So if you're brand new and you're not doing this, it's okay. There's always a curve wrecker, okay? But what's cool, a couple on our team, Roger and Caroline, in their first month in business, they had a couple bigger ticket items, a couple bigger sales, but they did 1,500 PV their first month in business. Okay, they had full month, 1,500 PV, 80% of that was VCS, which is awesome, and had a strong first month and just knocked it out of the park. We got Shestiva Weatheroy, crushing it, okay? So I want you to really hear this. Registered May 29th, okay? There's only a couple days left in the month at that point. Here's what I love about winners. Winners find ways. Winners don't make excuses. And here's what they did. In 2 days, they did 656 PV. In 2 days, right? That's over 300 PV per day average in their first 2 days in business. Well, I gotta be a sales guru, and I need to know every ingredient, every single product, and how much caffeine is in the excess energy drink. Not necessarily. Okay, when you share the products, when you're excited about the products, when you're enthusiastic about what you have your hands on, that's what can happen. 656 PV, and 606 of that was VCS. 92% in their first 2 days in business. Here's what's cool. In June already, over 626 PV this month again. See, what we want to do is not just create a customer. We want to create repeat customers. In 13 days, 13 days, they have created 1,100 PV. Brand new out of the gate. That is phenomenal with those last couple success stories. So here's what that did when I heard stuff like that. Here's what that should do. I'm sure you may say, I don't know if I can do that. Can you do a third of that? Could you do 200, 300, 400 PV? I think you can. So it's really cool seeing some newbies out of the gate, getting profitable, getting some customers going, and just taking advantage of this awesome thing.
Yeah, so that's a great start in business for those folks like Derek was mentioning. And congrats to all of you that are probably doing the same thing that we don't know about. If you're new, volume's simple. But if maybe you've been in business for a while and you're kind of like, okay, well, I did not have that record start with customers, but I really want to improve in that area. Where can I start if I'm not brand new? And all my family and friends know I've been in business for a while. I can't just call them and ask for support. Maybe I kind of dropped the ball with that when I was getting started. There's a lot of different things you can do, and this is where becoming an entrepreneur comes into play. I mean, one thing I love to encourage people to do is sample. I think sampling is hugely underrated. Why? Because you're not in competition with anybody else. Like, our products are not sold anywhere else. Most people, if they're not already a customer of yours, they've never tried them. You are giving them their first opportunity. So one thing I like to encourage people to do, whether you're brand new in business or whether you've been in for a while, call up some people you think might be good customers. Ask them what types of products they'd be interested in, because we have so many. We literally have so many. I like to kind of gauge that a little bit, because Derek's the type of person, I don't know if y'all ever been to an ice cream shop. I'm sure you have. But
if you haven't, you should try it. Ice cream's phenomenal. I'm just saying.
Derek
that's not
loves
coaching.
ice cream, and we try not to keep it in our house, or he would eat the entire freezer full every night. But there's two different kinds of ice cream shops. There's soft serve, and then there's like the scoop kind, right? What's it called?
Don't get me started. That's a whole topic.
Stop.
It's like pizza. We ain't got time.
I apologize. Okay, so you normally got the ice cream shop. When you got soft serve, you got chocolate vanilla swirl. Very simple. When you've got the other types of ice cream shops with the 20 or 30 different flavors, it's a whole different ballgame.
You don't know what I'm saying. You got to go in there and sample
No,
each
see,
one.
that's the problem. It's the same thing with your customers. We have access to so many products. So sometimes you have to direct them a little bit and give them a couple options. Like, I know for Derek, if we go and order soft serve, there's 3 choices: chocolate, vanilla, and swirl. And every time you're probably going to get chocolate, correct?
Majority, 92% VCS. I mean, 92% of the time, yes. Yes, I will definitely get chocolate.
Do you ever ask, like, hey, can I try the chocolate? Or do you just order the chocolate?
Tastes pretty much the same. If it doesn't, you got problems. So.
Exactly. But you go to one of these other places with all the choices and all the weirdo flavors, kind of those hipster type places we have in the city where there's like lavender and all sorts of stuff.
When it's honey lavender, you're like, that could go really good or really bad. You know what I mean?
I need to try that. So Derek's that guy that holds up the entire line because he has to try 5 different flavors because he can't make up his mind because there's too many options. That's kind of the way our website is a little bit. It's a good thing because it appeals to a lot of people, but sometimes you need to help direct your customers a little bit because there are so many options. So one thing I like to do when I'm kind of deciding, what types of products to sample someone is ask them like, hey, I market for a lot of different products. We have health and wellness products. We have skincare and cosmetic products. We have cleaning products. Is there a category you're a little bit more interested in? It's a basic question, but it kind of gives me a little bit of direction on what to sample them. So I'll ask them that, ask them if they'd like to try some products and give me some feedback. Most people, 99% of people will say yes. I mean, I've yet to meet the person that is like, no, I don't want to try free products and let you know what I thought. Most people are like, yeah, sure, I'd love to try them. So I'll ask them, hey, would you like to try some products? Give me some feedback. Your typical person says yes. I ask them what category they're more interested in, and then I schedule a time to drop them off or, send them in the mail if they're at a distance. And when I do that, when I send them in the mail, when they get them, I like to follow up and explain what I put in the box. If I do it in person, I like to drop it off, explain what I put in the box, because once again, they've probably never experienced these products. And then the key thing that I think really makes a difference is letting them know when you're going to follow up. Because I think a lot of times what happens is, and I used to do this all the time, I would give people some samples and then I would wait for them to call me. I literally be sitting by my phone being like, when are they going to call me and tell me how much they love these products? Like, why aren't they calling me? Did I not say anything? And it's not that. They have busy lives. They have lots of stuff going on. And then the problem is I would call them and they'd be like, oh yeah, I've been meaning to try those products. I just didn't get around to it yet, but thanks for the reminder. And then I felt awkward calling them again, because I felt like I was bothering them, where really, they had every good intention of trying the products and giving me feedback, but their lives got busy. So one thing I learned that really helped me out is when I would give them the products and explain them, I would say, hey, if I'm over there on a Monday, hey, I'm going to give you a call on Thursday around this time to see what you thought of the products. Is that cool? And most of the time they'd think about it and they'd be like, oh yeah, that's okay. And 2 things. 1, in their mind, they were thinking, okay, I need to try these products before Thursday because she's going to call me. And 2, when I did follow up on Thursday, it really showed them that I was serious about my business and treating it like a business. Because I said I was going to call them and I did. And most times they had tried the products by Thursday. And then the last thing, once you say, hey, what'd you think about the products? Did you get a chance to try them? And they tell you. And then you ask for the sale a little bit. I know it might seem awkward, but a lot of times I'd be sitting there waiting for them to tell me what they were going to buy instead of just being a little proactive and, responding with something simple like, hey, is there anything you wanted me to order for you? Do you want me to walk you through getting set up as a customer? Just asking that simple question kind of puts a bow on that, appointment or that follow-up call. So those 2 things, really setting up a time to follow up with them and then asking for the sale, were huge as far as getting more results with the work that I was already doing. So those are kind of my tips as far as sampling. But the awesome part about creating customers in VCS is this is the part where you get to actually be an entrepreneur. I know everybody says they want to be an entrepreneur, then you have the opportunity and you're waiting for your upline to tell you every single thing to do. When it comes to sponsoring people, like, our next talk's going to go over, yes, there's a process, that your upline utilizes. They have a professional approach on how to reach out to people. That's a little bit more, hey, this is the best way to approach things as far as getting proper results. But when it comes to customers, you can actually be creative. You can utilize your networks. You can think outside the box. It just depends. I have some people that are on my team that they are super passionate about a specific category of products. Maybe they're in the fitness industry and they just love Nutrilite and that's kind of their niche. Maybe they're an esthetician and they love artistry and that's kind of their niche. And I have people that they have like a product category that they're super specialized in, and that's one way they've been able to develop a lot of VCS. I have other people that they just love helping people fill needs. They just have a knack for it. They're really good at, either in their work environment, in their daily life, hearing things people are struggling with and being able to associate a product to it. And that's just something they're very passionate about. I have other people that love, marketing, and they're really creative with social media, and they're really creative with, different ways to get their products out there and kind of create their own brand. And you can do those types of things. I have lots of people on my team that take advantage of holidays. They love creating gift baskets or special promotions. And, as an entrepreneur, you can do that. You can have a wedding season bundle or things for bridesmaids or all different types of things. You can be creative, and that's the thing that I love, is the fact that everyone's like, yes, I want to be an entrepreneur, and hey, go be an entrepreneur. And then they're just waiting, kind of as a boss type of situation where they want their boss to tell them everything they need to do to create as many customers as possible. This is where you can think, do, and then sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, and it's okay. Having a customer appointment not go the way you want it to, or having a product event not go the way you want it to, is okay. That's part of being a business owner. Every business owner does that. They try different promotions. I mean, let's go back to the ice cream shop situation. I'm sure there's some ice cream shops that have tried a flavor that bombed. They thought it was going to be great. They thought it was going to be the cool new thing. People tried it and it did not go the way that they intended to. And you know what? That's okay. You can just, the other day we had some people over at our house, and I just thought this was awesome. There was a guy on our team, and he was sitting there doing some customer stuff, and I literally heard him on the phone, and every single person he was calling, he's like, hey, so-and-so, just wanted to let you know it's Customer Appreciation Day. I just wanted to thank you for being such a great customer, and, I'm just calling because I just wanted to see how things were going, and I'm just, letting all my customers know that I appreciate them. I'm like, what is he talking about? I'm like, what do you mean it's Customer Appreciation Day? I go, where'd you get that? He's like, well, today I decided it's Customer Appreciation Day for my business. So I'm going to call my customers and thank them. I'm like, you can do that. You can send your customers a thank you card. You can send them a Valentine's Day. You can do those things as a business owner. I didn't tell him, hey, you should call your customers and tell them you appreciate their business. He decided to do that by himself because he's a business owner, and you are a business owner as well, and you can do those types of things.
And I would just add that I think that's one of the things that separates us, right? I shop a number of places myself. I'm sure you do as well. And it's very rare today that anybody appreciates your business, right? Most places you go now, if you're online, nobody's checking you out. No human says thank you. Maybe it says it somewhere on your receipt. You never see it. If you go to the store now, they have like one person checking people out. They're like, we don't even want to look you in the eye and take your money. Just go check yourself out yourself and get out of here and give us your money. And it's like, dude.
And when the thing starts beeping because you did it wrong, we're going to humiliate you in front of the whole store.
This guy misrang it up. There. Put it on the ledge. Put it on the ledge. You forgot. You took something off the ledge. The weight is not. Anyway, you guys know what I'm talking about. So my point in saying that is we get an opportunity to create an experience and appreciate customers. Mm-hmm. There are stores that Jill will still go to first because she got a handwritten letter from the salesperson after a sale 8, 9, 10 years ago, and we will still go to that store and look, and we haven't bought anything there in months. Point being that relationships, customer service separates you in the marketplace because so few people do that. And I know you think, oh, well, what will they care? Think about yourself. When you get a thank you, you get a card, you get a text. It doesn't have to, if you're very creative and you want to write a card, great. If nobody can read your handwriting, maybe try something else. Okay, but whatever it is, doing little things to appreciate your customers, giving them an extra product, that goes so far with people and will build so much loyalty. And so I just think that's a lost art in today's world, especially in our online and e-commerce economy. You got to separate yourself, and they're not just buying excess, Nutrilite, artistry, they're buying your customer service, and that separates you in the market.
And I just want to mention one more thing before we wrap up with a couple more success stories. And, that's why you want to make sure as you're getting your customers registered on your site that they're registering for the AmPerks program, because they have the opportunity to accumulate points that they can use for free shipping that they can use for discounts, that they can use for all different types of perks. And so you're almost disservicing your customers by not getting them that program, because every purchase they make is going to, accumulate those points. And that's why you want to make sure you're really good at tracking your customer volume. And you want to create VCS receipts for any products that you've sold out of inventory, any products that you sampled, all of those things you want to create receipts for, because one, those AmPerk points still go to that customer and still allows them to accumulate them. But two, it legitimizes your business. I mean, when have you ever gone to a store, purchased a product, and you're not offered a receipt? Do I always take it? No. Sometimes at Starbucks, they're like, hey, do you want a receipt? I'm like, no. Or wherever you're at, sometimes I don't, but I'm always offered it. I always have the opportunity to have it. And so it's really simple to do. You literally log onto your website. Under, there's a little tab that says inventory. You click on that. All the products that you have purchased in the past that you have in your inventory are there. You literally just select the items you want, assign it to the customer that you already have registered, and you can create a receipt. And you can have it for your own purposes. You can text it to them. You can email it to them. You have those opportunities, but I would make sure you're getting in the habit of creating all of those receipts all of the time, because it literally shows that you're treating your business like a business. And if you need to follow up or remember what a customer purchased, you have all of that right at your fingertips. And so I know we're coaching our team. Any single customer order, whether it's big, small, samples, all of that, create as many receipts that you can to track it, because as a real business owner, you don't want to miss out on that volume, and you don't want to miss out on getting those perks for your customers. So I know we have a lot of people that have stepped up this game as far as volume goes.
And so I know we recognize a lot of folks from their first couple months in business, but there's a lot of business owners that are just realizing, hey, there's a lot of money on the table. There's a lot of opportunity to create volume and get paid. And so they're just upping their game there. Alexander and Jasmine Newman on the Nathan team, 637 PV personal circle, them and their customers, and right about 60% in VCS, which is awesome. You've got Tim and Crystal on the Nathan team, over 500 PV and 60% VCS. Wade McKinney, 420 PV personal circle, roughly 300 PV of that on average is VCS, customer sales, and that's given him an average somewhere in the upper or mid 60s in VCS, which is super cool. You've got Shayla Gums, 377 PV, 68% VCS. Yadira Pinello, 460 PV, 87% VCS. So as you're seeing people that maybe need to up their game a little bit in that category, improve that a little bit, they are choosing to do that. A couple folks, and here's what I want you to realize, is that as you get good at this and teach it to your team, it gets multiplied. Because the more team members you have doing this, the more VCS, the more profitability. Here's what I've heard, more people making more money is good. So that's a deep one there, so write that down. But a couple teams that are doing that, Richard and Carlene Dixon on the Kruger team, great folks, met them, new 2,500 PVs, almost 4,000 last month, and 700 PV personal circle, creating a ton of customers. 85% of that was VCS. What's cool is between that and their team that's coming on behind them, they made $900 in business last month. That is solid money. Okay, that is solid money. Rob Delgado, new 625, 10 IBO ships that do 70% VCS or more, which is super cool. And here's what happens as you get a larger and larger business. Mike and Pat Davenport on the West team, they're in Q12 qualification. Their VCS on their team, their average on their team is between 87 and 90% month over month. So as you get a bigger business, that's going to come back to you in the example you set.
Well, we enjoyed sharing with you all this afternoon. Now, the number one way to really learn all this stuff we talked about is to apply it. So this afternoon during the break, tomorrow afternoon, I encourage you, start putting some of this stuff into practice. Start applying it and go out there and create yourself some new customers. So thanks, guys.
For existing IBOs only, not for use with prospects. The success depicted in this profile may reflect income from sources other than Amway, such as earnings from the sale of training and education materials or other businesses and investments. While the techniques and approaches suggested have worked for others, no one can guarantee that these techniques and approaches will work for you. In addition, We want to emphasize that success in this business does not come without hard work. Please note, the recognition levels such as Core 300, 12100, Fast Track Pro, and components thereof are LTD levels of recognition and are independent from the Amway IBO compensation plan. Reaching specific levels of recognition and achievement in Amway is not based on, nor does it have any requirement of, any LTD recognition level. Remember that following these steps of the system do not guarantee your success in building your Amway business.
Do your thing.
When you come back, I'll need that the list of items we have in cash cards.
You have what?
If you can give me the list of items we have in cash cards.
It's in that list that I sent you.
Again, the one I saw is about 80,000 items. The list you sent me. I'll check again, but I think I saw.
But I think he got another list. Did you look through all of them?
Yes.
You did?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll check again just to be sure.
Okay. You're talking about the items in Excel sheet, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't in there?
Let me check again.
Well, I'll show you my list, because what I did